All right, let's go ahead here and get started. Thanks everybody for coming. As always, if you miss anything here, we will post this lesson on our YouTube page at some point after we're done, usually within a few days. So you can always check us out there. We've also got our previous classes on there as well. So free feel to check out the Reliant Home Funding YouTube page where you can find some cool tips and helpful information to keep you guys informed of everything that's going on out there, okay? But here we go. All right, welcome to a great Friday, everyone. Today we're gonna dive into the secrets of minimizing closing costs in New York real estate transactions using our Tax Buster program. All right, you guys with me? Let's go. All right, a little introduction. Right, New York real estate landscape, high closing costs have been a challenge for buyers and sellers, right? We're always hearing, oh, why are my closing costs so high? Why are my closing costs so high? One major reason is that New York State's transfer tax and mortgage tax add significant financial burdens. It's just that simple, right? But fear not, as we introduce you to the game-changing strategy of our Tax Buster with a Purchase CEMA, which can save thousands of dollars for all parties involved. Time to dive into this innovative approach to reduce closing costs in the Empire State. Who's ready to learn? You guys with me? All right, let's go. Okay, let's break down the mystery of high closing costs a little bit, right? Most sellers and buyers in New York, find themselves bewildered by exorbitant closing costs, partly attributable to the transfer tax paid by the seller and the mortgage tax paid by the buyer in the state of New York. Let's understand these taxes a little bit, right? So what exactly are these tax amounts? I'm sure you guys probably know already, right? Real estate agents, we know what transfer tax is. We've heard about it. Maybe some of you know what mortgage tax is. Some of us might not. But let's just get into it for New York, exactly what it is, right? So the two taxes here, right? Transfer tax, generally on the sell side. It equates to $2 for every $500 of purchase price, okay? About 0.4%. While the mortgage tax is calculated as a percentage of the mortgage amount, and that tax amount varies by county, okay? So just as an example, the 5 boroughs has a very high mortgage tax. It starts at a minimum of 1.8%, and it goes up from there depending on loan amounts over 500,000, et cetera, different unit types. While in Nassau and Suffolk counties, let's say, like where I'm standing right now, right, Suffolk County, Long Island, New York, it's 0.8% of the transaction of the mortgage amount, okay? Pretty hefty, I'm sure anybody would say, right? You're adding 1%, 2% to the cost for people, right? So let's look at a real life scenario of what we can do with a potential Tax Buster program, okay? So let's break down an example in Kings County, all right, AKA Brooklyn, right? So for a purchase price of $800,000 in Brooklyn, where the buyer is financing $550,000 and the seller has a mortgage of $450,000, right? The New York State transfer tax due from the seller is typically $3,200, right? That's that, 0.4% times the 800. And the buyer's mortgage tax on that $550,000 loan will be $10,588, right? A significant amount of cost added to the transaction by New York State, right? We love New York State and everything, but the tax is certainly a little high, right? So we're talking almost $14,000 worth of money going out of our clients' pockets and into New York State, okay? So how can we help here, right? How can we remedy this a little bit, all right? Well, we can do it by introducing our game-changing Tax Buster program, right? Using the power of a Purchase CEMA, okay? Otherwise known as a Consolidation Extension Modification Agreement. There are certainly a few requirements for a Purchase CEMA, right? So what are they? Let's figure out what that is, okay? The seller's current lender has to agree to transfer the mortgage, right? And the new lender for the buyer must be willing to use that assigned mortgage and close as a CEMA. That's really it, two things, right? Pretty simple. Good news about this is that about 90% of mortgage servicers will assign a seller's mortgage, and Reliant Home Funding will accept them in our Tax Buster program, right? So about 90% of the servicers out there, if somebody has a mortgage, they'll be able to do this on the sell side. and Reliant Home Funding and our partners will be able to process that for you and give you these savings, right? So you can pass them on to the clients. All right, so let's take a look at our savings in action here on this particular example. Okay, so what do our results look like? Okay, with the seller's lender in agreement and the buyer's new lender accepting the CEMA, the results are as follows. The seller's New York State transfer tax drops to $1,400 from the $32,000, and the buyer's New York State mortgage tax is only $1,800 as opposed to $10,588. Okay, so that leads to a significant savings, with the seller saving $1,800 and the buyer saving $87.88. Right? If you were a seller or a buyer and I gave you an opportunity to get $1,800, $1,500, $8,000, would you take it? I know I would, right? Somebody once told me, right? Said, hey, if there was $1,500 sitting on a table and all you had to do was pick it up, would you take it? Of course you would, you know, knowing that you were allowed to take it. Obviously, I'm not suggesting anybody's robbing anybody, you know, or committing any kind of theft. But it's the same thing here, right? If it's available to them, they're going to take it, they're going to want it, and they're going to be grateful to the person who brought it to them and who educated them about it, right? Who brought them that value, okay? So we'll take a couple of looks at the benefits for buyers first, right? And it's pretty simple, guys. Cold, hard cash, right? We just showed you in one example how they could save, you know, over $8,000 on their closing costs. Pretty insane, okay? The savings in the mortgage tax due provides real cost savings and lowers the amount of money that the buyers have to bring to the closing table, right? So who wouldn't sign up for that? I know around here, every, you know, client wants to bring less, right? Well, how do I bring less? How do I bring less? You know, let's give them that option. Let's show them a way, right? Let's be that trusted individual who can help them find that nice sweet spot, all right? Using our Tax Buster program and the Purchase CEMA can help make home ownership a little more affordable in a market where that's certainly a hot topic, right? I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know if I can afford the closing costs. All right, well, the Purchase CEMA is going to significantly reduce those closing costs and help with that affordability issue that we see out there right now, okay? Benefits for sellers, again, number one on the list, cold hard cash, right? It rules the day, and sellers will see a reduction in their transfer tax, which means more cash in their pocket at closing, right? The added bonus for a seller, other than just the cash, right, and more cash in their pocket, less transfer tax, is that attractiveness to buyers increases, right? Just like lower taxes can help a house sell more than the one next door to it, that's exactly the same, but has a higher tax rate. The same thing can happen if a buyer's costs will be less with a seller who offers a Purchase CEMA, right, who offers our Tax Buster program, okay? Let's make that house as attractive as possible. All right. And right now, sure. Right. I know a lot of you might be saying, oh, hey, you know, if I list a house, it sells right away, everything like that. That's all well and good. That won't always be the case. You'll always be able to use the Tax Buster program, however. And more importantly than that, it's just about you having the knowledge, bringing it out there to your clients and kind of separating yourself from the other agent who went on the listing appointment and didn't mention it. You know, they're going to think to themselves, hey, you know, John came and, you know, mentioned that we could save, you know, $2,000 with this Tax Buster program that they have, you know, an affiliation with. How come, you know, Patty didn't tell me that, right? So you want to be in front of people. You want to be able to give them that value, give them that information, and empower them to make the choices that can help them save money, okay? So the benefits for the agents, right? Like we just mentioned, enhance your value, right? By understanding and advocating for Purchase CEMAs, you position yourself as an expert who can offer unique solutions to clients concerned about high closing costs in New York. This will set you apart from your competitor and it'll strengthen your value position, all right? What this will help you do is attract more clients. Clients are always seeking to save money during real estate transactions. We all know this. Right? When you can introduce them to the potential savings of a Purchase CEMA, you become the more attractive closing choice for buyers and sellers, right? You become the trusted individual, right? And when that happens, you become that trusted individual and you empower them, you give them that knowledge. What happens? You strengthen those client relationships. When you save clients money through a Purchase CEMA, you build trust, you build strong relationships, right? We all know satisfied clients are much more likely to return to you for future real estate needs and to refer your services to others, right? Anybody can just say, oh yeah, we had an agent, they were great, the house sold. Maybe 5 people tell them that, right? But maybe when they're talking about you, they say, oh yeah, my agent was great, whatever, but he brought up this, they saved us an extra $1,000, saved us an extra $2,000. It was great. No other agent brought that up, right? They're definitely going to be willing to speak about that a little bit more when they're at, they're at the watering hole, right? And then what does this do? It gives you a competitive advantage, right? So in a competitive real estate market, right, we're all out there clawing and fighting and trying to do our best, right, to expand our reach, get more clients, close more deals, make more money for ourselves and our family, right? The knowledge and ability to implement our Tax Buster program gives you a significant advantage. It just does, right? Again, it's about positioning yourself as an agent who is proactive in seeking financial benefits for their clients, right? And adding value to their clients, not just being somebody there who puts the house on MLS and, hands up, I'm out of here, right? No, let's dive a little deeper into it, right? Let's really, think about how we can help our clients and how we can bring them some savings, right? Anybody that's ever saved you $1,000, I bet you remember who they are, right? All right, let's go to an actual real life success story here too, so we can kind of just reiterate the program and a little bit about how it might work or how it might look for you, okay? So this is a real life example from a couple who bought a house in Bed-Stuy, okay? So they bought for 1.8, 30-year fixed mortgage, seller had the home and an existing loan. The couple buying and the seller, they agreed to actually split the purchase CEMA 50-50, which is something you certainly can do, right? If let's say, hey, the seller's only saving $1,000, the buyer's saving $10,000, seller goes, I don't want to do it, whatever. Hey, maybe you split it, right? $5,500 each. They both saved $7,000 in closing costs, real money in their pocket because of this plan, right? Who do you think they're going to thank for bringing that plan to them, for bringing that program to them? You. That's who they're going to thank, right? They're going to say, hey, great. Oh, man, I can't believe we had you as a real estate agent. So glad that you brought this up. Can't thank you enough. I'm taking the family to Disney World with that $7,000. They're probably only staying 1 or 2 days because it costs an arm or a leg, but they can certainly fly there for $7,000, right, Kelly? I'm thinking they could. Yeah. I think they could, right? So, kind of awesome, right? So, in the complex world of New York's tax regulations, real estate professionals really must navigate intricate rules, right? And provide clear guidance to their clients. To excel in this role, there are 3 key strategies that we think you should implement, right? First is staying informed is essential, right? And, keeping your knowledge up to date in the ever-changing landscape of tax regulations in New York State ensures that you're well prepared to offer accurate and reliable explanations to your clients, okay? You've already taken the first step of doing that today just by being here, right? And understanding a little bit more about what's going on, okay? Second, the ability to translate those complex tax concepts into a plain, understandable language is a valuable skill. It enables your clients to comprehend the nuances of tax regs more easily, right? And finally, offering resources and recommendations for further informed information empowers your clients to make informed decisions, building trust and confidence in your expertise, right? Not the guy down the road, not the other person that they sat with at the kitchen table. All right, let's delve into these strategies a little bit more in detail to help you navigate New York's intricate tax regulations successfully, okay? Here's a few best practices, right? We'll just go through it, right? This is what you should be doing when you're thinking about this process, right? When you're thinking about how you can deliver value, especially with this Tax Buster program, right? By following these best practices, you can effectively incorporate the Tax Buster program into your real estate services, providing valuable cost-saving solutions to your clients while ensuring a smooth and successful transaction. To begin, it's always about the education, right? Educate your clients. Start by explaining the concept of the Tax Buster and how they can significantly reduce their closing costs, right? Ensure that they understand the potential benefits. And what we say those were? Cash, right? Cold hard cash, money in their pocket, something that everybody wants to know about, all right? You can send them to our website, offer them resources and tools to give them the knowledge and the power of these savings that they can see for themselves, okay? The second thing that you need to do is certainly foster collaboration with an experienced lender like Reliant, who offers the Tax Buster program, has experience in the Purchase CEMA, and are willing to cooperate, right? Which we're always going to be willing to do, right? That's why we're out here talking to you guys about it, because we have your back. We want you to help your clients save money. We want to save them money too. We want to position you as, somebody who's just out there really doing the best that they can for their clients, right? And then once you've got those two things in line, let's identify suitable transactions, right? Determine their suitability for a purchase CEMA, focusing on transactions where the sellers and buyers' loans align well with CEMA's requirements, right? These are your ideal candidates, okay? So how are we going to implement these practices? What are we going to do on a day-to-day basis when we're out here, right? Pretty simple, right? How do I get this tax buster program into my business? What do I do, right? First, understand what a purchase CEMA is and how it saves your clients money. I'm hoping that right now you kind of have an idea of what it is and how it could potentially save them money, right? So that's a great first step, okay? Number two is to keep out an eye for transactions where the tax buster can save your clients money, right? Really here, all you have to do is ask, does the seller have a mortgage, right? So if I'm a buy-side agent, hey, does the seller have a mortgage, right? Can I look that up in Acris? Can I see it in public records? Can I ask the listing agent? If I'm a listing agent going on an appointment, hey, maybe I show up knowing that they have a mortgage or not, right? I can look it up ahead of time. I can ask them before I come, and I can be prepared to explain this program and even show them how much that they can save, right? And that's what you're going to do on step 3 here. You're going to inform those sellers and buyers of the potential savings, right? Explain the basics, and you can refer them to our website for specific details with our calculator, okay? And then you can empower the clients by letting them know where they can find our calculator. Real simple. It's right on our main website page in the top, on the top menu bars there, tax buster. Just click on it. Super simple, super easy. Okay. All right. CEMA next steps. Right. Here we go. Step 1, real easy. Does the seller have a mortgage? If the answer is yes, you go to step 2, right? Now, you could do this for them. You could send the clients there. Go to our website, right? You'll see it right here, Tax Buster program right at the top of our website. Go there and you calculate the savings, right? You can see in real time what the buyer, the seller, and the total savings will be, right? Pretty simple, pretty amazing. We're not asking for a lot of stuff here. Just, hey, how much does the seller owe on their mortgage? What's the buyer going to take for a loan? What's the sale price? What county are you in? What type of, house is it? Can't get any easier than that. Okay. Step 3, share the calculations with your clients and see if they're interested, right? It's as simple as that. Everybody with me? You guys get this, right? You see how this is something that you can implement, something that's pretty simple for you to go ahead and do and try to provide value to your clients with. Right? They'll get an exact list here of, hey, this is what it looks like. This is what your savings could potentially be, right? Not very difficult, but something that can certainly give value and, really give you guys a leg up on your competition out there. All right. So that's it. Pretty simple one today. Big congratulations are in order, right? Congrats. You guys are now masters of the New York State Tax Buster program, right? So it's time to get out there, put your knowledge to work for your clients, right? If I can get a show of hands, anybody, how many of you think your clients would be willing to refer this, willing to refer you if you set them up with this, right? I know I would, right? I'm always willing to refer somebody that's helping me. When the potential clients are chatting around the water cooler, right? What agent's going to come up first? The one who didn't bring it up or the one who did, right? The one who did a really nice and great job or the one that did a really nice, great job? Oh, and by the way, saved their coworker X thousands of dollars on their closing costs. I think we all know who the one that they're going to call first is going to be, right? So you really want to make sure that you're that person, okay? We can help you. If you have any additional questions, definitely reach out, right? Here's my direct info, the QR code to my landing page on our site. You have my email, you have my phone number. That's my direct line. You can reach out anytime. Reach out to any of our loan officers that you guys might already know. But that's it. Really simple class for a Friday, kind of keeping it cool. I guess at this point, we'll open it up to any questions, right? So if anybody has any questions, you can just kind of hit the raise your hand button. Kelly will call on anyone. I know it was, fairly, quick and simple process here, but, any questions out there? Anything, Kelly?
Not that I see, Greg.
Okay. Hope that means we did a good job, right, Kelly? We put it together well and everything's understandable.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, guys. So I really appreciate you guys coming. If you thought that this was helpful, We do these things all the time, right? Our next webinar next week, actually, November 2nd at 1 p.m. is going to be pretty intense. You know, definitely a little bit more of a dive into things, probably closer to an hour long. Master the market, how to close 2023 strong and dominate in 2024. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be incredible. It's going to help you drive forward. It's going to help you prepare for 2024, right? Let's get this thing kick-started. Let's get going. Q4 is where you start your Q1 business, right? You have to act now. You have to be proactive, right? We can't take off from November through December and think that 2024 is just going to work out. It's not, right? Let's get some concrete plans in place. We're going to show you a bunch of different things here that are going to be crucial to expanding your business and growing your pipeline, okay? So everybody sign up for that. The QR code is right there. Put your phone on it right now. Sign up. And that's about it, guys. So if there's no further questions, everybody, hope you had a good time. Thanks for sharing your Friday afternoon with us. Go grab some lunch. Have a great weekend. Get out there and sell. And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.